Hey everyone, today we're playing Palworld. I want to show you how to beat the new raid boss, Xenolord, extremely easily using normal settings. Alright, so just to reiterate, if we go to my world, as you can see, I have it under normal. So this strategy involves no pals, just simply the player's attack. Essentially, we'll be using, I don't want to say a bug, but an exploit where the raid boss will only attack the actual PAL box and won't attack you. This is done by essentially being far enough away from the raid boss where you could still shoot it, but it's not going to start attacking you. Now, saying that, there is still a 10-minute timer, meaning our damage has to be high enough. So we're going to do that through a few ways. First of all, increasing our attack stat, that's a must. We're going to be using attack pendants to increase our damage. And most importantly, we're going to be using a great weapon. So in this case, we could use the rocket launcher, the multi-guided missile launcher, the new bow, or in my case, I'm going to be using the brand new plasma cannon. I just so happen to have it in legendary. And then of course, we're going to want to eat food that increases our attack, along with having 4 Godfin in the party to also increase our attack. And then of course, we want to be riding a PAL that gives the player's attack type to ice, meaning it'll be super effective against the raid boss. And then of course, preferably, you'll want Vanguard on every single one. Okay, once you have all of this, we're basically set. The last thing to pick is where you want to do the actual fight itself. In my case, right next to the Peng King here, this is my preferred location. It's right next to the new oil rig. There is a nice ridge right here, which you can kind of stand on and shoot at it from below, making it a little bit harder to miss. Enough talking, let's do the actual fight itself. Okay everybody, I just ate a cheeseburger. Let's go ahead and put the slab in, summon it, and then again, what you're going to want to do is basically run away as quick as possible using the Frost Stallion. You're going to want to grab this hillside. So this way, we've kind of got a down angle on it to hit it, but it doesn't come and grab us. So as you can see, once we kind of go up the hill a little bit, the life bar of the raid boss itself kind of goes away. Now, you can kind of step in a little closer for the HP bar to come back, and it still won't attack you. So don't worry if it pops back up. You can pretty easily tell when it no longer wants to attack you, because usually it'll just face towards you, which seems a little obvious, but yeah. So what you're going to want to do is grab this ledge over here, or any ledge that you choose. I won't judge you based on your preference of hillside or ledge. But as you can see, it doesn't want to attack me. The only thing that it wants to attack is that PAL box over there. And under normal settings, it doesn't actually do enough to that PAL box to destroy it over a 10-minute period. So we can kind of just sit here and attack it while it does this one animation again and again and again. Now, I don't know if this is something that's going to be patched or fixed. I don't know if they're going to maybe make it to where it disappears, or it does more damage to the PAL box, or I don't know. I feel like this is not the intended way to do this fight. Now, I will say like, oh, this is like a easy way to do this fight, but it's not that cheese and easy, because you still need to craft all the Godfin, you still need the Frost Stallion, you still need to grab a gun that does enough damage, you still need to get the pendants, max out your attack. Like, there is still quite a bit to do for this fight, so I'm not gonna go as far as to say that it's an easy fight, but it definitely is a cheese way to fight it. Now, what's important is to kind of learn this attack pattern, and you'll see me miss quite a few times with the plasma cannon, but essentially you're going to want to hit the head as most often as possible, obviously, for that crit damage. Now, the position of its body isn't always in the exact same place, so you're not going to always be able to hit it. And the plasma cannon has this weird thing where even if you're aiming in the right direction, sometimes like the lightning bolt kind of travels to the side of its head and kind of like, you know, he just does one of these dodges and you can kind of miss. But try to hit its head as often as possible. Obviously it can't be hit while it's flying up, and it has a couple of like invincibility frames. I don't know, I'm not a sweaty nerd, but Yeah, so you won't want to attack while it's in those like flying frames and a couple of seconds before the flying frame. And then obviously once it's on the ground, you'll want to hit it in the head as much as possible. Even here, you'll see you still have kind of a few seconds to hit it in the head, kind of basically for free. But you'll want to attack, or, you know, attack in the best pattern possible. So take a look at how it attacks and kind of how I shoot. And even here, as you can see there, I just shot and I probably shouldn't have, because it was in one of those frames where I couldn't have really hit it. But as long as you hit the majority of your shots and try to hit as many in the head without missing, yeah, you really shouldn't have much trouble with the fight itself. And of course, the other thing that you can do, if you're kind of on the brink of not having enough damage in the fight, you're already on top of a Frost Stallion, and if it has that double Blizzard Spike attack, you can add in a little bit more damage by doing that attack. As you can see, whenever it's possible, I do use Frost Stallion's attack just to get in a little bit more damage. Again, with these types of fights, you've got 10 minutes. It's really important to just try to shove as much damage in there as possible. So if I have to use my Frost Stallion's attack to add in just that little bit more, you know, so be it. If you maybe need to get a little closer, you can feel free. But again, you'll want to be careful. The second it starts looking at you, it's going to attack you. It's really detrimental if it kills your Frost Stallion. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. If it kills your Frost Stallion, your run is pretty much over. So you'll want to go ahead and reset it. But as you can see, we're 5 minutes and it's at 600,000 HP. So doing it in this method, you'll cut it pretty close. In the times that I've done it, I've defeated it with about a minute or less than a minute. So it's definitely not like, you know, killing it in 3 minutes and you have time to spare enough to like go to the grocery store and get yourself some chocolate milk or something. You'll want to be consistently hitting the patterns, making sure you try to hit both of your shots, and even more importantly, trying to hit that crit with both of your shots. And that's even more important if like me, you don't have that legendary version of the plasma cannon, or even if maybe you're not using the plasma cannon, you're using something like the rocket launcher or the bow, or I don't think anyone would ever use an assault rifle in this case, but I'm doing it with the plasma cannon. So this is kind of a tutorial with the plasma cannon, and I have not tried this with the blue, green, purple. I haven't tried it with them. So one of you guys will have to tell me in the comments if your DPS is enough with those. But I can tell you with Legendary, it is enough. But I'm going to assume, since I have about a minute left on the fight usually, you'll be able to probably do it with some of those lower weapons. And I'm going to be honest, in this run so far, I have missed, you literally just saw, I just missed the double spike. But I've also missed quite a few shots. I've missed the head a lot. And see, like, I just missed both shots right there. So even this run right here isn't perfect. But honestly, I'm glad it's not completely perfect, because it shows you can still miss quite a few shots. Miss the pattern quite a bit. And you'll essentially still be alright. So you do have a little bit of leeway, but you don't want to miss too much, that's for sure. So we're down to about 3 minutes, but it looks like our numbers are doing pretty good. So no problems so far. As you can see, it's little minions that it spawns in throughout the phases. They don't even come and attack you. They don't even attack the pal box. So those were, you know, added into the fight to make it extremely hard, and you can basically ignore them, which is the hilarious part. Again, I don't know if the developers intended you to fight it this way. I'm gonna assume not. So I don't know. They might end up removing this or patching it of some sort. But for those of you that are here pre-patch, this is a pretty easy way to do it. Like I said, as long as you do all of or most of the things that I mentioned, a lot of those really aren't hard. Probably the hardest part is just getting all the gob fin and then getting a strong enough weapon. Things like making food, getting the attack pendants, and maxing out your attack. Those are pretty easy to do overall. To be honest, if you're doing the Xenolord fight, more than likely you already have or done those kind of passively while you play. Now, a lot of you guys might be asking me, hey, does this strategy also work for the Ultra version of this raid boss? And I'm going to be honest, I haven't tried it, so I'm not sure. I'm going to assume There might be a couple more upgrades or something that I need to do to defeat it in Ultra. If it does, either way, I will make a follow-up video on how to defeat it in Ultra. Right now, I'm just focusing on the normal raid itself. But I will make a follow-up on the Ultra because I will end up trying to defeat that too. I'll have to see what type of strats I can pull out for that one. But for this one, it's pretty simple. Find a good location, increase your personal player attack as much as possible, and you're pretty much there. Again, there's not really much to this. I thought there'd be like some special thing, and nope, this is about it. Get your hands on a weapon and start attacking. Luckily, with this boss, it's pretty big, and it has quite a noggin. Like, it's not a gigantic forehead, but the head itself has some mass on it, so you can hit it pretty easily. Its body is kind of thick. Like, I'm thinking of like a Charizard here. It's essentially a shiny Charizard, or like a, what is Mega Charizard, the black one? I forgot if that's Y or X, but yeah, it's pretty thick, so it's pretty hard to miss. The Plasma Cannon, again, sometimes goes a little wonky and goes in a separate direction, but yeah, I think we're going to be finishing up the fight here in a minute. I think a few more shots and we're pretty much good to go. 54 seconds. Again, I think we should be close. Usually it's around this time where I beat it. But yeah, luckily with this fight, it's surprising. I think they should make the range of when it comes to attack you a little longer. Because this is cheesy, bro. I can smell the cheese from here. But as you can see, that's it. That's the fight. And just like that, as you can see, we beat it. So we got the Ring of Dragon Resistance along with the Ultra Slab for the fight, which is going to be a whole different story. I have a feeling the strategy might not work as well for the Ultra version. And then we also have the huge Dark Egg, which gives us the PAL itself. So let's quickly go home and let's stick the egg in the incubator so we can start getting that rolling, because I do want to open it up and I want to test something. I think we can actually ride Xenolord, and I want to see how quick it is. I've heard it's fast, but then again, I could also be tripping. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that in there. Let that like do its thing, because I want to see it for sure. All right, we're back. The egg is done. Let's go ahead and hope for something good. Vanguard. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's a little bit of a weird text there on the right. All right, let's see what we got. Xenolord. So, what is Invader? 30% dark, extra, 30%, okay, otherworldly. Oh, this isn't bad. A little bit of extra attack. I'll take that. And hunger, okay. So, not the best, but hey, you know what? 10% is all right. But, you know, obviously we'll have to breed this to get a really good one. Now, we can ride this. We got to make the saddle for it, though. Now, let's see. Oh, my God, I have just enough points. All right, let's do it. All right, so we just unlocked the saddle. Let's go ahead and create it. Oh, dude, I'm so glad I had 5 points left over. I was about to be so sad. There we go. All right. Of course, I don't have a homie on me to help me make it, but let me just go ahead and... Oh, actually, I have these guys there. Let me grab one of you guys. You know what? I'm not going to do the fight this very moment. Let me grab Work 10. I'm very nice to my pals, and I at least give them a number. You want to help me out with this bad boy real quick? No, why are you working on that? No, hold on. I want you to work on this. Oh, this, like, takes a minute to make. All right. Okay, I just slept. It's daytime, and the saddle is done. All right, first time riding a Xenolord. I'm so curious to how fast it is. Now, of course, it's not going to be as fast as McQueen, but obviously McQueen has all the fast, you know, attributes to it. But let's take a look. I mean, it's like a Charizard, bro. Okay, huh? Oh, okay, so I have to, like, continually press the space button. Okay, that is an interesting one. Let's take a look at its attacks. Okay, so it does... Okay. Oh, do these, like, attack when I get close? And then what about this? Okay, and then what about this? Okay. Interesting. All right. I'll have to play around with this, and I'll have to breed it to maybe try to get some of those speed attributes on it. Yeah. Okay. So, again, this is the first time I'm riding it. Let me take a look into some things. Let me try to breed it. Let me get it real fast, and in the future videos we'll take a look. But anyway, guys, that is how to defeat the Xenolord raid boss using normal settings pretty easily. Kinda. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video.